I'm Peter Franklin, the Gabby Cabby. I was born and raised in this town. And if you've just arrived here by Singapore Airlines, let me show you what you can see in my city. Come on, get in the cab. What we're going to do now is we're going to go over and get a bagel with a coffee, because that's what New Yorkers do. We eat all the time. At any given moment, there's about 8,000 guys and girls selling food on the streets of New York. There's so much about New York that I love the most. But I think Washington Square Park is nice because you have the mimes and the jugglers, and it's really great free theater. Do you have your visas? We've left mainland United States. Going to Coney Island is really exciting. If you don't have a hot dog at Coney Island, you get arrested. And what you want to see is the people. You want to go to Black Harlem. You want to go to the Chinese neighborhood. You want to go to the Italian neighborhood. That's what New York City is so great. That's my town. You've seen it all. And now you know why I love New York.
Ohio, we are so proud of you.
Thanks so much.
Now it's over to Seamus with a look at how New York City is coping with its biggest snowfall on record.
That's right, a record-breaking storm dumped more than 60 centimeters of snow on the Big Apple and left most of the northeastern United States seeing white. Joining me now from New York, a man who knows how to get around, snow or no snow, cab driver Peter Franklin. Peter, good to talk to you. How bad is it?
Oh, listen, first of all, disregard the background behind me. I'm actually standing in a snowdrift, and I'm freezing cold. You may think I'm in a warm studio, but it's all a lie. Oh, I'm so cold. Let me tell you something. It's fantastic. Maybe not today, but yesterday was fantastic because it happened on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And on a Sunday, people aren't going to work, and kids aren't going to school. And so yesterday was a day of just frolicking in Central Park, and people had a good time, and everybody was in a good mood, and the snow looked like Currier and Ives lithograph. This morning, it looks like
Yeah. Well, I mean, now it's going to be a little more stressful. People actually do have to get back and forth to work and some such, right?
That's right, but we're very lucky in New York City because, remember, we have something called the subway. And
yes,
so
indeed.
Most people do go to work underground. So anybody who calls up their boss today and says, I'm late because of the snow, it's full of baloney. The only people who are going to have a tough time, and we kind of wish it on them, is the 900,000 vehicles that generally come into New York City day after day. Hopefully those big dopes in the suburbs will stay out today.
We're looking at people shoveling. I understand Mayor Bloomberg said, hey, if you want to shovel, I'll give you $10 an hour. Just get out there.
That was exactly what happened yesterday. I mean, he made a speech in the morning, which was probably the greatest political speech in the history of mankind. I mean, first of all, he told everybody to dress warmly, go outside, have a good time. And then he proceeded to list all the things that the city was going to do. I mean, they had special events in the parks. They were giving out hot chocolate. People were out on the streets having a good time. And then, of course, he dropped that little bombshell, which, of course, was very, you know, a terrific thing. I can tell you there were an awful lot of people who were shoveling snow yesterday who weren't doing it out of some, you know, dire economic need. They were doing it because it was fun, and hey, they're getting $10 an hour.
Let's talk about you. I mean, how has your family been affected? How have your fares been affected?
No, not at all. I mean, the smart old-timers like myself, old-timers, we didn't drive yesterday. I mean, that would have been stupid. You just couldn't handle it on the streets.
Yeah.
Things got back to normal last night. You know, the city is very, very efficient in cleaning up the snow. And by the way, in case any of your nice viewers are wondering, we don't throw the snow into the ocean because that would be like pollution. What the city has is it has 22 of these big, giant, multi-million-dollar machines that are used for melting the snow.
Really?
So the trucks bring the snow to those machines, they melt the snow, turn it into dirty water really, and then that goes out the sewer system. So even in this, New York City is being very environmentally careful.
I guess too, you know, there must be a sense of, well, at least this time when they've warned us of a big storm, it actually happened. Because I remember being in New York, I think it was 3-4 years ago, and the whole place shut down for a storm that didn't even occur.
Exactly true. As a matter of fact, when I heard the original forecast and my, you know, other friends, all cynical New Yorkers, we were saying, yeah, right, it's going to be another big blizzard. But sure enough, it turned out to be something that was really neat. And it's very, very unusual because it's been a long time since New York really gets this type of snow. When I was a kid, we all had sleds, we all went ice skating, you know, all that kind of stuff. Today, you know, there are children in New York City today who have never, ever seen a snowstorm of this magnitude, and they're walking around with, wow, Dad, what's that?
We wanted you crabby. We were hoping you'd be disgruntled. What happened,
Nah,
Peter?
come on. I'll never be disgruntled. Last time I was disgruntled was in 1913. It was on a Thursday morning at 6 p.m.
I remember it well. Thank you, Peter. Good to talk to you.
Thank you.
Over now to Bev for the latest buzz on Parliament.